Hello, Inner Alchemist. I'm Andre Wilson, and today I want to talk about a pranayama, a breathing technique called Nadi Shodhana, and this directly translates to energy channel purification. We also know it by the name alternate nostril breathing, so breathing through one nostril at a time. And this is an ancient practice, and today I want to talk about why this exercise is so powerful from the perspective of the ancient yogis, but also from modern science. So the yogis have been using this technique for thousands of years to purify the body's energy channels. And now modern science is confirming the physiological benefits of this technique, whether it's from nervous system regulation or even improving brain function. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why Nadi Shodhana works, but you'll also know how to use it to clear the mind, how to balance and regulate the nervous system, and also how to optimize the subtle energy of the body. In the yoga tradition, Nadi Shodhana literally means energy channel purification. So the idea is that we have these three main nadis, or energy channels, that flow through the body that bring life force energy through our vessel. First, we've got the Ida Nadi, which is the left nostril. And this has got a cooling energy, it brings a lunar energy, and that's connected to the right side of the brain. So that's creativity and intuition. And then we've got the Pingala Nadi, which is the right nostril, and that's heating, it's solar energy, and it's connected to the left brain, which is action and logic. And then we have the Sushumna Nadi, which is the central energy channel. You could think about it as flowing parallel to the spinal cord. And whenever this is balanced, it can bring higher states of awareness. When these energy channels are blocked or they're out of balance, this is when we can feel low energy, we can feel anxious, or even just lack motivation. If the left nostril is blocked, it can disrupt creativity and emotional flow. If the right nostril is blocked, that can disrupt motivation, focus, physical energy. When we start to breathe rhythmically through both nostrils, we start to create balance in the prana flow, and that can bring clarity and even a sense of vitality back to the body and to the mind. You can check this right now. If you just close one nostril and see the flow in each stream, I can tell you a lot about your state right now. This is how ancient yogis saw the practice, but if we look through the lens of modern science, we can see a very similar story. And just remember, science is just a record of what we can measure. So I feel like the ancient yogis, they had a really great understanding of what was happening through observation and feeling. And that's pretty much what science is doing now. So it's not a full story of what's going on, but it's what can be recorded and replicated to a degree. Sometimes that's not even that accurate. The autonomic nervous system controls our stress and relaxation responses. The right nostril activates more of the sympathetic nervous system. That's into that fight or flight mode. That's going to give us energy and alertness. And the left nostril, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. And that's going to give us more relaxation, more calmness, and more recovery. And it's not that we want one more than the other, we want them to be balanced. When we alternate breathing between the nostrils in a balanced rhythm, we oscillate between these two stress and relaxation modes. And that way the nervous system can balance itself out. So the science shows that it enhances brain function and cognitive clarity. A clear right nostril, that's going to enhance logic, problem solving, and focus. A clear left nostril, that's going to enhance creativity, intuition, and even emotional intelligence. In fact, there's been studies in physiology and behavior that show that people who practice alternate nostril breathing, they have enhanced mental focus, they have faster reaction time, and even have less mental fatigue. And then there's the whole benefit of optimizing and maximizing both oxygen and nitric oxide. When we breathe through the nose, our body produces a molecule called nitric oxide, and that's a vasodilator. It opens the blood vessels. So when we're breathing through the nose, we're going to have an increased oxygen absorption, and we're going to have an increased dilation for greater circulation across the whole circulatory system. This means better brain function, better relaxation, and improved cardiovascular health. So whether you see Nadi Shodhana through the lens of ancient wisdom or through modern science, the benefits are clear. You're going to see reduced stress, increased relaxation, increased mental focus, increased cardiovascular health, blood pressure can go down, and just increased brain function in general. This tutorial covers everything you need to know to start practicing Nadi Shodhana, also known as energy channel purification. If you really want to get as much benefit as you can from this energy channel purification practice, your session has to be at least about 5 to 10 minutes in length. Because if you're really in your head and you're thinking and it takes you a minute to get in the zone, it's going to take a little longer for your brain waves to shift and get you more into that meditative state. You're still going to get some physiological benefits, but you're going to get a lot more if you just expand the duration. At the end of this video is a full practice of the 4-4-4 variation, guided with music cues that really take this practice to the next level, allowing you to fully immerse in the rhythm and the energy of the breath without having to count or think too much about what comes next. It's the best way to reap the benefits of this practice. Before we get started, you can find a comfortable seated position. You can sit right on the floor. I like to either use a cushion or even a couple of yoga blocks, and that just gets my hips elevated. It's also just fine to sit in a chair, having your feet flat on the ground. For your posture, you just want to make sure that you have your sit bones driving down into the seat beneath you with your spine straight and your shoulders relaxed. Before getting started, it can be a great idea to grab a tissue and blow your nose, just to get those channels clear. The more open your nostrils are, the more easy and more smooth this practice is going to be for you. For this technique, we're going to be using a mudra. And mudra just means hand position or hand posture. I'm going to mirror this video so that I'm a perfect reflection for you. With your right hand, place your index finger and your middle finger lightly between your eyebrows. Your thumb will be used to close the right nostril, and your ring finger will be used to close the left nostril. This positioning is significant because the point between the eyebrows is known as the Ajna chakra, and that's the third eye point. In this energy center, it's associated with intuition, focus, and inner awareness. By resting your fingers here, you're subtly stimulating this point, helping to center the mind. This will be a full cycle. We'll start with putting the left hand on the belly so we can really feel it expand and contract. With the right hand, we've got the fingers to the brow. Thumb will close the right nostril, breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Really feel the belly expand. Then we hold the breath, closing the left for 3, 2, 1. And then we lift the right nostril, exhale out, feel the belly contract, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we reverse the cycle, breathing in through the right, breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Feel that belly expand and close, 2, 3, 4. And we lift the left and we breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Feel that belly button go towards the spine. And then we would breathe in again through the left, and that would start the cycle over. That completes one full round. Now we're going to start with this 4-4-4 cycle, but as you get more familiar with the logistics of the hand positioning and the counting, we're going to expand it to what's called the yogi's breathing ratio of 4-16-8. This beginning ratio of 4-4-4, for some people it might feel a little too slow, and for some people it might even feel a little too fast. The point of this ratio is really just to get you used to the hand positioning, the counting, and at what point the breath hold happens. Once you feel very comfortable with this, you can find the ratio that is appropriate for you. This next bit of information is advice from Swami Rama. And if you don't know who this guy is, you definitely want to check him out. He's a yogic monk who has been put under the microscope for why he can hold his breath for so long, how he can make his heart seem to just completely stop beating. And he's given some great guidelines for how to approach energy channel purification. According to Swami Rama, the ideal ratio to practice energy channel purification is 1:4:2. And he specifically coined the yogi's ratio as being a variation being 4-16-8. So that's going to be 4 counts in, holding the breath for 16, and then 8 counts out, and looping that. For that variation specifically, the air is going to come in quickly over 4 counts. The long 16 count breath hold, that's going to help to optimize the carbon dioxide and nitric oxide dilation effect that expands the blood vessels in the cardiovascular system. And then after that, we've got 8 counts. You're going to want to blow these out really fast, but this is where the mind-body connection really comes in to control that long 8 count exhale. We want to make sure that all of these exercises can be done in a way that's comfortable for you. You don't want to approach a ratio that's going to make you feel a little bit too much out of your comfort zone, kind of going more towards that stress state, that sympathetic state. If you feel a little stressed out, then you're going a little too far. You should back up a little bit, find a ratio that feels right and not so stressful before you can progress further. Over time, as your breath hold tolerance expands and your lung capacity strengthens, then you're going to naturally flow towards this ratio of 4-16-8. Allow your breath to stay steady and smooth, and be fully present with every inhale, every hold, and every exhale. For future sessions, if you want to skip the tutorial and just go straight into the energy channel purification practice, I've got a separate video where there's no tutorial, no explanation. It just goes straight into the breath work. You can find that video linked below so you can drop in anytime you need a reset. Welcome to this guided practice of Nadi Shodhana, also known as energy channel purification. As you progress, you can explore other videos in this series that have more advanced variations of energy channel purification. Take a moment to find a comfortable seat, settle in, and let's begin.
Let's place the left hand on the belly and bring the right index and middle finger to the brow. And through both nostrils, we will take our first breath in, out, left in, 2, 3, 4, close both, 2, 3, 4, right out, 2, 3, 4, right in, 2, 3, 4, close both, 2, 3, 4, left out, 2, 3, 4, left in, close both, right out, right in, close both, left out, left in, close both, right out, right in, close both, left out. This is the halfway point. Left in, close both, right out, right in, close both, left out, left in, Close both. Right out. Right in. Close both. Left out. Left in. Close both. Right out. Right in. Close both. Left out. Left in. Close both. Right out. Right in. Close both. Left out. Left in. Close both. Right out. Right in. Close both. Left out. Breathing in and breathing normally. Taking a moment to notice the sensations of the mind and the body, and not being in too much of a rush to get going. I'm Andre Wilson with the Inner Alchemy School of Breath.